So, I thought I would show this, which is a 4-string oak and maple mandolin with a little bit of mahogany and birch thrown in. First of all, the reason for building this was really to try out sort of non-conventional woods to see what sort of sound they produced, and especially the oak. Get in there. Which has had some really bad press basically on any sort of building forums where oak is mentioned. It's always, it's terrible tone wood, and it's a whole list of reasons why it wouldn't work. Well, reading through these, some of them I could discard of straight away. The first one being the weight of oak. That it's much too heavy to use for building instruments, which is, I knew not to be true, because both maple and rosewood are heavier woods than oak is, so that couldn't be. So of course, like any wood, it depends on which bit you use. It has to be well seasoned to give it light, and the only real argument that I bought was that someone said that it's probably got more to do with the looks. There's a risk of it turning into looking like your granny's furniture, which you probably could, you know. If I like oak, so I don't see that, but you know, you tell me if it looks like your granny's furniture, so I'll know. The second one was that most mandolins are built traditionally from maple sides and back, and someone asked the question, why is the top not made in a nice flamed maple? And it was, well, the mandolin it's got a very high voice anyway, and the maple, being a typically bright wood, would just make it unbearably bright. And you know, I thought that's probably true, but I thought, since I'm doing one experiment, I might as well do 2 experiments. So this has oak sides. You can see these sort of typical oak patterning flashes in there, and then oak back, which is a 1-piece, and then it has a maple top. And I had this really well seasoned, absolutely rock hard maple, so I thought I'll give that a try. Then I have a flamed birch fingerboard. Now, birch is not a traditional fingerboard material, but I like this sort of bling in it, and I had a little piece left. The neck is maple with a strip of mahogany running down, and it runs right down to the heel there. And the faceplate is oak, just to sort of show off the fact that it was oak. It's got a bone nut So I thought, even if it's an experiment, it probably needs all the help it can get to get the tone out. And an oak bridge, which I knew to work just well, because I've used them before. What you might notice with it is a full scale length mandolin, 330mm, which is a tiny bit shorter than some modern mandolins, but it's still a mandolin scale. But it is a little smaller than a regular mandolin, this, particularly the headstock. And I have to confess that I was not going to use these tuners to start with. I had some nicer tuners, but because of being a bit thick, I made the headstock too small. Fortunately, these old mandolin tuners fitted, even if they don't maybe look quite as nice, sort of sticking out and well, a lot of white plastic. What I also did, which isn't all that great for playing, is I put guitar frets on. So that's what I had. I had a limited supply of mandolin frets, so I thought it's just an experiment. I'll put them, and they're a little bit big, so it is easy to push the string out of tune, out of pitch. I also made it sort of a Celtic style mandolin. It's got the large sound hole, and I discarded my regular half moon fretboard ending and made so it goes down to the sound hole, and of course my curve is up here instead. Now, so experiment, success or failure. Well, it's a 4-string, so it's never going to sound like a regular 8-string mandolin, but I must say, it's got a very nice sound. And I sort of regret that I didn't turn it into a 8-string mandolin, just to give it a fair comparison. But it's got a nice... It's a nice warm sound, and it's got a good dynamic range, and I don't feel it sounds particularly sharp or nasty. It is loud, but it's not massively loud. It's got about the same loudness as my regular mandolin, same volume, which is an Ibanez with a solid spruce top, but still a factory-made Chinese one. And I think the oak definitely works. The maple is alright, but I would like to make one with oak back and sides, and maybe not a spruce top, because I think that's where people have been going wrong. I think the spruce makes it too light, but a cedar top mandolin with oak back and sides, I think, would be the recipe for any instrument using oak. I think cedar is the one. So there it is, compact, sort of travel 4-string oak and maple mandolin. So thanks for watching, take care, bye bye.